Like, one thing I'd want to say to parents is, like, if your kid's coming to you is, like, an addict or alcoholic, anything, like, I know it's hard to not get mad, especially if it's fentanyl, but I think that's, like, the one main thing is you have to remember is if they're coming to you trying to get sober, you have to try and keep your cool, which, like, my mom hates to air my mom out, but at first she didn't. And that was really hard for both of us, obviously, because she's freaking out. I'm freaking out.
Totally.
But it's not an easy thing to talk about the way it is, and it's so stigmatized everywhere. My school wouldn't even talk about it that much with me, and they all knew. Like, they all knew what was going on, and they were so scared of it and inhaling it that they couldn't even stop us from getting high at school.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so bad, the stigmatization around it.
For sure.
And speaking up on it, it makes speaking up on it so much harder. And I don't know, I wish things would change with all of that, because nobody's getting better.
Right.
I don't know any fentanyl addict that's really sober right now. Like, I'm not in contact with many people anymore, but, like, word of mouth, they're not clean either. And, like, no shame to them. It's just, it's so hard to get help when everybody's so rude to you about it and so judgmental. I had a nurse call me a junkie and make fun of me for being on fentanyl at one of the chalk hospitals.
Really?
Because I was trying to get help with detox. And I was telling them, like, I'm just trying to get help because I'm going to go out again and I'm going to get high, and that's not what I want.
Yeah.
And I told them, like, I don't care if you send me to detox, what it is. And they just kept me on a bed in there.
Wow.
And it was because they didn't know if I had fentanyl on me or if I had touched it recently.
Sure.
And I mean,
they really are like that, though. Like, you know, you go to ERs, we take our clients to ERs, and they're just so freaking rude to them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I can't stand it.
I can't
like,
either.
You know, wait, and here's the thing, because at this point in time in America, everybody is one person away from knowing somebody that has died. You know, like, we're all sitting at this table. Well, my son-in-law, the reason why this podcast exists is because my son-in-law died from fentanyl. And we are all that one person away, including them. And until it happens in their own home, which I hope it never does, unless we get out there and really talk about it, and that's why we're talking about it. We're talking about it because it's real. And like you said, it's not getting better, it's getting worse.
So much worse.
You know, I don't know what the numbers are, but, like, you know, 2022 numbers was 300 people dying every single day.
Yeah, I think it's up.
It's up.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think it's up to probably, I'd give it the thousands maybe, but it's so bad. And I wish the police would also, and, like, I hate to speak like that, but, like, I really just wish the police would do more about Santa Ana also, especially because out here, like, Santa Ana is really one of the big distribution spots.
It's always been,
And,
even before
always,
fentanyl. It was where, you know,
there.
everybody gets there.
Yeah.
I used to live there too.
Yeah.
And, like, it's so hard to walk out there and see people on the street just, like, dead. And I know it's worse in other cities, like, so much worse, but they won't even try to start with, like, the smaller spots. Like, no part of the government will, which kind of sucks.